And yes, the worst has happened for the Twitterverse. Elon Musk has bought the platform, and just when everybody thought it was chaotic enough, the eccentric billionaire just hired a PlayStation 3 hacker to fix the website, which is what we'll be talking about in today's video. Find out what Musk has to say about the current state of Twitter and more, only in today's video. In more recent developments, PlayStation 3 hacker George Hotz works as an intern for Twitter to improve the search feature of the social media platform. George Hotz is most known for hacking the PlayStation 3 and unlocking the carrier lock on the iPhone. His greatest significant technical challenge to date has been given to him by Elon Musk, fixing Twitter in 3 months, though not the entirety of it. He was brought on board to fix Twitter's malfunctioning search engine. The hacker and Musk previously tried to work together to hire him for Tesla, but they couldn't agree on the terms of the job. Hotz then established Comma AI, a business that created software to compete with Tesla's autopilot AI. Then, in 2015, Musk argued with him about whether a single individual or a small business like Comma AI that lacks considerable technical validation competence could develop autonomous driving software that can be applied to actual automobiles. He obviously didn't believe that a startup like Hotz could defeat a large industrial powerhouse like Tesla back then, but it appears that Musk has had a major change of heart since. To solve something that surely requires a full engineering staff, he now has hired Hotz. Hotz's admiration of Musk for firing anyone who didn't want to work at a hardcore Twitter was the catalyst for the entire situation. The iPhone carrier jailbreaker offered to indenture himself for only the cost of living in San Francisco after a Twitter user pointed out that he was pushing for indentured servitude. The rest is history. When Musk expressed interest in what is likely the least expensive engineering assistance he could ever receive, Kotaku contacted Hotz to inquire as to why he didn't request a full-time role, but had not heard back by the time of publication. For his first 12 weeks on Twitter, Hotz has huge intentions. He wants to get rid of the login prompt that appears after an excessive amount of scrolling, and he wants to make search results more relevant. Whether or not he succeeds, Hotz has already demonstrated that he is the biggest scumbag in the tech industry. There are already hints that Hotz might end up being unable to replace a full team. Because of his attempts to enlist engineers' free assistance, Hotz is currently a prominent figure on tech Twitter. It's not a good look, as several people have noted, for one of Silicon Valley's largest tech businesses to request volunteer labor, especially after Musk sacked numerous full-time engineers who may have been able to assist him with this project. By the time this article was published, Twitter had not responded to Kotaku's inquiry on whether Hotz was taking the place of recently laid-off engineers. And in more troubling news elsewhere, Twitter reportedly shuts down its Brussels headquarters, raising compliance issues. According to media sources, Twitter has closed down its entire Brussels office, raising concerns about the social media giant's compliance with the new EU legislation regulating big tech. The Financial Times also reported that Dario Lanasa and Julia Moser, who oversaw Twitter's digital strategy in Europe, left the business last week. Following his takeover last month, Elon Musk fired hundreds of staff, although the couple had already survived an early cull. It's unclear if Moser and Lanasa were fired, or if they chose to leave in response to Musk's demand that they either agreed to put in a lot of very tough hours or leave. It was also unclear if Twitter was closing its operation in the European capital, one of the major tech regulatory hubs in the globe. While communications to Moser and Lanasa went unanswered, inquiries to Twitter's press office received no response. About half of Twitter's users, 7,500 employees, were let go in the first round of layoffs, along with entire teams in the fields of human rights, machine learning, and algorithmic ethics. Stephen Turner, the director of the Brussels office, was one of the thousands of people who lost their jobs. After 6 years, I am officially retired from Twitter, Brussels tweeted last November 14th. From starting the office in Brussels to building an awesome team, it has been an amazing ride. The small Brussels team's failure has sparked concerns about the company's capacity to enforce new regulations meant to curtail hate speech and check the influence of big tech. Although Twitter's European headquarters in Dublin have have also seen 50% budget cuts. EU officials are thought to have many relationships there. According to a spokesperson for the European Commission, the organization regularly and actively communicates with Twitter and other platforms on a variety of subjects. Senior officials have expressed confidence that Twitter's ability to abide by important EU laws affecting large tech companies is not in danger as a result of the departures from the Brussels office. The announcement coincided with the Commission's revelation that Twitter, along with the majority of other tech companies, has slowed down in its response time to allegations of hate speech. Large social media companies and the EU executive signed a code of conduct in 2016, promising to evaluate the majority of reports of hate speech in less than 24 hours. As a part of an overall drop in performance by the majority of code signatories throughout a 7-week period this year, Twitter only evaluated 54% of notifications within 24 hours. And you know what else? Twitter may progressively get worse, since Elon Musk announced that Twitter will restore many banned accounts. Elon Musk claims to be offering amnesty for accounts that have been suspended, which experts in internet safety believe will lead to an increase in harassment, hate speech, and false information. The billionaire made his announcement after asking for votes on whether to reinstate accounts that haven't broken the law or engaged in severe spam. In a poll that was uploaded to his timeline, and to many people's horror, 72% of voters chose yes. The people have spoken. Amnesty begins next week. Vox Populi, Vox Day, Musk tweeted after publishing a comparable poll the previous weekend. Musk used the same Latin phrase before reactivating the account of former President Donald Trump, whom Twitter had suspended for inciting the Capitol uprising on January 6, 2021. Trump has stated that he won't use Twitter again, but he hasn't taken down his account. Such online surveys are far from scientific and are quite susceptible to manipulation by bots. Since purchasing Twitter, the billionaire CEO has also restored several other accounts, including that of Canadian self-help writer Jordan Peterson and the Christian news satire website Babylon Bee. Racist, anti-Semitic, and other toxic speech has been on the rise on the de facto public square of the world in the month since Musk assumed control, according to organizations that monitor the site. This has included a rise in racial taunts directed at World Cup soccer players, which Twitter is supposedly ignoring. The chaos that followed Musk's decision to dismiss top executives, fire half of the company's 7,500 employees, and then issue a series of ultimatums that led to hundreds more resignations is mostly to blame for the increase in damaging content. Untold numbers of contractors in charge of content moderation were also fired. Twitter's head of trust and safety, Yoel Roth, was one of those quitting due to a lack of confidence in Musk's ability to prevent Twitter from deteriorating into a cacophony of unrestrained speech. Significant advisors have also stopped using the platform. Musk announced on Twitter last October 28, the day after he assumed leadership, that no suspended accounts would be restored until Twitter established a content moderation council with a range of perspectives to weigh the circumstances. On November 22nd, Musk announced that he was going back on his promise, which he had made at the demand of a large coalition of political social activist groups. These groups later broke the deal by requesting that advertisers at least temporarily stop using Twitter as a platform for their advertisements, Musk claimed. A day earlier, Twitter let the far-right representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account be used again after it had been suspended in January for breaking the social media site's COVID misinformation standards. While this is going on, Musk has been becoming closer to right-wing celebrities on Twitter. He urged independent-minded voters to support Republicans before this month's U.S. midterm elections. According to a report from the European Union released on Thursday, Twitter reviewed hostile information more slowly this year than it did in 2021 and eliminated less of it. The study's findings were based on information gathered throughout the spring before Musk acquired Twitter as part of an annual assessment of how well internet platforms adhere to the EU's disinformation code of behavior. It was discovered that down from 82% in 2021, Twitter evaluated only half of the notifications it received for unlawful hate speech within 24 hours. So now we wait for what Elon Musk will do next with Twitter. But so far, the billionaire's actions have benefited but his own. With that, we're wrapping up today's video about the latest on Elon Musk and Twitter. What do you think about the Tesla CEO's recent choices so far? Let us know in the comments section below. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. See you next time, and thanks for watching.